Hello world, Mr. Resistor here, continuing our temporarily Omega journey. Um, and forgive me, I've got a bit of a raspy throat, got a cough that's been bothering me for a few days now, so um, I may be muting myself quite a bit. But anyway, um, I got a question, or a comment, I should say, on my most recent video that went live. um, about the cost of maintaining. Uh, well, you said the cost of leveling up the character. I assume they mean maintaining Omega, so that you've got your uh, double training rate and the and you continue training past the alpha um, training limit. Anyway, um, so I thought it would be a good time to mention LP conversion again. Um, and I mentioned it a little bit, I think yesterday. I was super tired yesterday, so I don't remember exactly what I said. Maybe it was the day before. But I've been farming Sisters of Eve LP. Um, and again, because of the Vanguard playtest, we've still got a buffer of about 2 weeks, so this will come out roughly 2 weeks after the Catalyst is released. It's supposed to be today because it's the 18th server time, but I'm not seeing uh, I'm not seeing the new Sisters of Eve ship in the LP shop. So maybe maybe it's gonna be after server reset, which is still a few hours away. Um, but anyway, um, how LP conversion works is you run missions. Uh, Most of those missions you will earn both ISK and LP, right? LP short for loyalty points. Um, Real quick, let's take a look at the social skills, right? Okay, here we are. Um, so there's a few that you wanna look at here, right? You've got connections, criminal connections, diplomacy, um, fast talk. Uh, those will all modify your standing with different factions, um, depending on uh, depending on which one you have and how those factions are aligned in terms of security standing, right? Pirate versus high security, blah blah blah. Anyway, that's beyond the scope of what we're talking about right now. So for mission rewards, you want to look at um, social increases the rate at which your standing increases from doing stuff for that faction. So ideally, you have that maxed out. Then you've got negotiation, which increases your pay. So that's going to be how much ISK you get for completing a mission. I'm not super worried about ISK generally, right? Because um, I'm not the kind of guy that focuses on maximizing ISK per hour. That's just uh, not saying there's anything wrong with doing that. And if that's how you enjoy Eve, go for it. That's just not me. Um, so I haven't maxed this out. It's at max for alpha right now. I'm currently omega, so I could be making, well, 15% more ISK per mission um, than I am, but I'm reserving those skill points for um, other stuff. Most likely, that's gonna go towards flying the uh, the new ore destroyer once I can get my hands on that. Um, so then the other ones are these mission type connections, right? Security, mining, distribution. Um, and those modify your loyalty point gain, right? So right now, I maxed out security connections because I'm currently Omega and I'm trying to farm loyalty points with Sisters of Eve. And I think if you're going for either ISK or loyalty points, I think security missions are probably the best way to do that. Um, there are going to be some increases, at least for L1 and L2 mining missions coming with Catalyst. So that calculation might change um, in the near future. But historically, security missions are going to be the way to go, especially if you're blitzing them like I've been trying to maintain the discipline to do. I have kind of a looting obsession, just as a gamer in general. Um, so I always want to kill all of the things and take all of the loot. Um, but in terms of maximizing your ISK per hour or your LP per hour, it's going to be the number of missions you can get done. And also for standing, right? That's um, something that I should have done more of while farming a Mar rep over the last, well, several months. Uh, but so if you're trying to farm standing, again, you want to get as many missions done as possible because every 16 missions you complete for a faction, you get one of these storyline missions, which will give you a dramatic increase to your faction standing, which will um, also increase all of the corporations under under that faction. So it's a huge change. You'll get some in the process of that. You will also lose some standing with opposed factions, right? So if I'm farming a Mar standing, I will lose Minmatar standing. Not at the same rate, right? You lose a lot. You lose a lot less opposing faction standing than you gain in regular faction standing, and you can minimize those losses by rejecting missions that go against other factions, right? Usually in the mission statement, you can tell, uh, you'll have a rough idea of who you're going up against. There'll be like a Minmatar symbol or a Angel symbol or a Garista symbol, right? So you'll know who you're going to lose standing with by taking that mission. And sometimes I'll just not be paying attention and accept a mission that I maybe shouldn't have. But um, generally, if you can just avoid taking ones that'll go against any of the four major factions, if you care about that, then you can minimize that standing loss. If you don't care about standing loss, then go for it. those missions usually pay more um, in both ISK and LP. So maybe that's a trade-off that's worth it for you, especially if you're running the Sisters of Eve arc every 3 months. You can probably maintain your standing with those other factions. Anyway, for LP farming, you want to have probably security connections, maybe mining connections or distribution connections if those are the missions that you're running. Um, and that will maximize your LP gain per mission. Um, I believe your standing with the faction will also increase the rewards that you get per mission. So, um, anyway, once you've got your LP, what do you do? Um, with Sisters of Eve, it's relatively simple because they don't have a lot of stuff on their LP store, and there are a few things that are fairly obvious, right? Um, right now, I'm looking at Sisters Core Scanner probes. Those are always in demand. Always. Um, they're the best scanner probes you can get. The Sisters of Eve launchers are also an excellent bet. Um, so, uh, where. Alright, so, real quick, we're looking at, for 10 of them, 1800 LP and 1.2 million ISK and 10 regular core scanner probes. Um, so let's do some math real quick. And then I promise we'll go out and blow some stuff up because we are going to farm some more LP. But I did want to just talk about this for a little bit. Because, I mean, my idea is to be useful to newbies and people who can't afford to pay cash for Omega. Um, so, what are we doing? All right, so our so we're getting 10 core scanner probes, and we'll take the top buy price. Let's just call it 400,000. Um, or well, I don't know, 380,000. That's fine. All right, so 380,000. Oh man, times 10. Right, so that's gonna be 3.8 million for our total revenue, right? If we just sell. Obviously, we can get more if we're gonna do a sell contract, but if we just take the buy contract, right, quick and easy, and that's how I recommend thinking about it, right? If you want to run the sell contracts, again, these are a safe bet. They're as long as you price them reasonably, they're gonna sell. So, um, but anyway, we're looking at 3.8 million revenue um, for 10 probes, right? So, um, now we need to figure out our profit and then break that down per uh, to a price per LP or ISK per LP, right? So obviously we've got a 1.2 million um, conversion price here, so that's part of our cost. So minus 1,200,000, right? No, is it not? Right, so 2.6 million. Would be nice if they put the delimiters in here, but anyway. And then we need 10 of the basic core scanners also. So if we were just buying them in system, that would be 142,000. So minus 142,000. So we're looking at a profit of a little under 2.5 million for this conversion, right? Um, so now we divide that by our 1800 LP. It's part of our conversion cost. So divide 1800 equals, and we're looking at between 13 and 1400 ISK per LP, which is pretty good for faction warfare. Um, LP conversion, if you remember any of those episodes, it's been a while since I've done that, but I was generally looking for around 800 LP ISK per LP. Um, and every once in a while I'd be able to get a little bit more than that, but typically 800 ISK per LP was what I was looking for. So 1300, that's pretty good. Um, that said, faction warfare LP is easier to farm quickly than uh, regular mission running LP, right? Because of, especially if you can get into battlefields. But anyway, so there's the math, right? You don't have to do that math. You can go to Fuzzworks. That's fuzzwork.co.uk, fuzzwork.co.uk. They have an LP store. You can look at the faction whose LP you want to convert, um, and it'll give you the choice between sell price and buy price. I recommend going by buy price, um, and you can pick the region, but generally it'll go by JITA, and that'll be probably pretty good. If you're not selling in JITA, you might be able to make a little bit more. But JITA is the main hub, so that's what I recommend if you're going to make assumptions. That's where I recommend doing it. Um, so anyway, you can go. Let me see if I can. Um, Unfortunately, uh, I run a dark mode thing, so it's a little bit hard to read. But let me see if I can. Uh, Bring this up. Source is do do do. I can never remember how this actually works. I know I've done it before, so just bear with me for a moment. Source projector. No. Don't want that. Display capture. I do want window capture. But where is it? Oh, I don't know what I'm doing. Alright, well, anyway, I was gonna try and show you fuzzwork, but I'm an idiot right now. I can't figure out how to do that, so um, you'll just have to go to the site on your own. But anyway, go there, look up the faction that you want, buy price, leave the other thing at default. You can click the blueprints button and it'll include blueprint prices. Those are gonna be um, you're gonna have to sell those on contract unless they are originals. But um, and then sort it. Um, I think by default it'll show you the lowest, but click again to sort descending to get the highest. Right now for sisters, it's combat scanner probe at almost 1800 ISK per LP, and it shows all of the prices, right? So you know exactly what you're doing as far as um, everything that you need to purchase in order to do the conversion, right? It's all there, but the last column is per LP. Sort that descending and just uh, pick the best ones you can afford, essentially. Um, so it's very, very good tool. I highly recommend it. Um, anyway, uh, for some reason, they don't have the SOE Net Resonator on there, even though these are sold um, in on the market. So I'm not sure why there's no analysis. Like I said the other day, I think I did those calculations wrong, and I came up with 3,000 for LP. That was based on sell price. Buy price, that's gonna be closer to 1,500, but that's still decent. It's just not the best thing for Sisters of Eve. The probes are probably your best bet there, and then the probe launchers. Anyway, that's enough math. Let's blow some stuff up. And let's also not forget to track the things we're going to complete. All right, well, looks like we're going to be getting our kills right away. And our LP And then, well, not our jumps because this is just a neighboring system, but
Warp drive active.
Abudben always has high numbers
Active.
of ganks. Um, that's because I think that's because it's right on the edge of faction warfare space. Um, and it's the link between faction warfare space and one of the Minmatar hubs. So, not being faction warfare, we're probably safe since it is still a high sec system. But you might have noticed all those wrecks on the gate there, which
Warp drive
suggests there
active.
was some camping going on. Oh yeah, here you got people talking about it. Still doing that thing. Okay. failed at looting. Alright. Yeah, that's all of our... Ah, you know what I think it is? It's something to do with
Warp drive active.
window switching. Whenever I switch over to OBS to mute myself because I'm going to cough, when I come back, it seems to be in that lookout mode. Even though I'm not using Alt-Tab to switch windows. So it seems like there's something weird going on with the with the windowing in Eve, and I don't know. I didn't see a mention of that being changed in the patch notes recently, but I also didn't read them super carefully because I am lazy. Um, spend too much time reviewing code at work. I don't need to do that in my off time.
Docking permission requested. Docking request accepted.
Okay. Tried to download, so well, this one should complete both of our remaining tasks. We'll keep farming more LP, of course. Um, and I think we'll hold off on buying anything. I was expecting Catalyst to go live today,
Warp drive active.
as I mentioned earlier. Not sure why it hasn't. I can make some guesses. Uh, having been involved in a few expansion releases over the course of my career, um, you know, stuff happens. Um, but or maybe it's just me misinterpreting how that works, and it's like I said earlier, maybe it's gonna go live after a server reset, which is I think that's usually at a 1100 server time, so we're looking at another 5.5 hours from now. Hopefully that'll be live tomorrow, and we'll see some changes in in the prices for stuff as the new blueprint becomes available. I'm not gonna have the LP to buy that blueprint. I think that's probably gonna be or the other. That's probably gonna be somewhere in the 50 to 80,000 LP range, I think. I don't know. It's weird. Um, feels like Fuzzwork is missing some items from the sisters LP store. So
Warp drive active.
which is weird. I don't think I've seen it miss like that. Maybe. I know part of why ISEC buyback called it quits was because of data errors, possibly caused by some API changes on Eve's side, but the guy who runs it didn't have time to fix his code to account for those errors. So um, so yeah, it's possible Fuzzwork is falling prey to those same difficulties. Or, maybe there just isn't enough data. Maybe the Nestor is the only blueprint that gets sold. Maybe the other ones are normally just getting built by whoever buys them. I don't know.
Warp drive active. Warp drive active. Docking permission requested. Docking request accepted. Warp drive active.
So this mission would be another one to get 25 kills on. I think it's more than that. It's like 30 something that you end up killing if you do the whole thing. But I'm not gonna. I'm just gonna kill this guy and go. Get my
Warp drive active.
get my LP.
Docking permission requested. Docking request accepted. Warp drive active.
So let me bring this back up real quick. So here's what I was saying, right? You can see the faction that you're going to be going up against. Um, Here in this case, I think that's Serpentis. Um, so obviously I'm not concerned about pirate rep on this character. I have thought about um, maybe switching to a pirate thing for the time being. This is why I thought of talking about this. I am also paying attention to which system because of the gankers uh, at the gate. I might decline any missions in Abudban for now.
Warp drive active.
All right. Again, trying to maintain my discipline here and not fight everybody. I'm just gonna pop this guy, loot him, and go. Alright, because I think I only need 10. Says I need 10. Alright.
Warp drive active.
I think I can just go. I don't think I need to kill all these guys. Oh man, I left loot behind. That's a bummer.
Docking permission requested. Docking request accepted.
Oh, okay. So it doesn't say here, but I guess I do actually need to kill all those dudes. That's annoying.
Warp drive active.
There are a few missions that are where this tracker thing won't show it as complete. Um, Even though you've completed the task, and that can throw you off. But I think it's even more annoying when they don't actually tell you what the necessary task is.
Warp drive active.
And I understand this is quest data that's 20 something years old. Um, Probably a pain to go in and update. But they should. Okay. So it looks like you just need to take out the initial ships and the first wave of reinforcements. But now I've got loot on the field, and I can't just leave that sitting there. Alright.
Warp drive active. Docking permission requested. Docking request accepted.
Doing. We could maybe squeeze in one more.
Warp drive active.
Let's see if we can blitz this one. Um,
Warp drive active.
if you look up the missions on Eve University or Eve Survival Guide, they'll tell you which ones you can blitz and how to do it. Again, if you want to maximize your ISK per hour, um, that is one strategy. Just do the bare minimum for each mission. Don't worry about loot or salvage. Just get as many of them done as you can.
active. Docking permission requested. Docking request accepted.
All right. Well, that's going to be it for me for today. So until next time, have a good one.